MK, please do a video about the whole Mayan calendar end of the world stuff, because it's so exciting! The mystery, the signs, the cryptic prophecies, the whole world exposed to hellfire and scorching the entire surface of our Earth and killing all life on this planet in an instant? It's gotta be true! The Mayans were right about so much! Right?
Real quick, there's something I'd like to point out before I even start. I feel the need to explain something. More often than not when I make a video, yes, it is to entertain you because there is a certain level of importance in laughter, but just as important, if not more so, is my attempt to teach you something. It is my one foolish hope, a dream, really, that when you're done hearing the words that I say, you leave here having learned something. I just wanted to say that before I started because very few of you know why I'm here. Alright, here we go. The Maya, and yes, Maya is plural form of Maya. Mayan is the adjective form used to describe things related to the Maya, like the Mayan calendar. I am scolding you like I knew this information before I researched it. I did not. I am just an asshole and like to speak to people condescendingly. Gets my dick hard. I enjoy treating people badly. Anyway, the Maya are a Mesoamerican civilization known for having the only fully developed written language of the pre-Columbian Americas, as well as their achievements in art, architecture, mathematics, and astronomy. But no one gives a shit in the woods about that. You only want to hear about the calendar. Whatever. Look, don't rush me, okay? I mean, that's what I'm about to tell you about, but don't rush me. Alright, so the Maya had three calendars. The long count, which is the one that everyone is freaking the fuck out about. The Zolkin, which is the fine calendar. And the Hab, which is the civil calendar. And all these calendars interlock and work as gears in a machine would. Just going around and around and recording time. These Mayan motherfuckers didn't use all three calendars every day because, well, really there was no reason to use them every day. The long count calendar specifically. The long count calendar measures extremely long periods of time and is cyclical. All of these calendars are cyclical. That word is very important. Cyclical. Relating to or dealing in cycles. In fact, the first cycle completed by the Maya's long count calendar was 16.4 billion years long. Now in that cycle and in all the cycles there are 13 sections. 7 days, 6 nights. Each day is a period of growth, an expansion of consciousness. And each night is a period of reflection, a period in which you apply the knowledge you gained in your expansion. Now when this cycle ends, another begins and the same thing happens all over again. Events will take place that change that period of time in accordance to its cycle. Now the entirety of this new cycle can fit in the last portion of the previous cycle. The first cycle was 16.4 billion years long, the next will be 1.26 billion years long. And they will continue to cycle just like this for forever. They never end. Once one cycle ends, another begins. On December 21st, 2012, today, nothing is going to happen. The cycle will reset and start all over again. Just as our calendar ends on December 31st and resets on January 1st. There will be no cataclysmic event, no end of the world. There are a lot more details, but I'm not going to go any deeper into this because I only have so many minutes in this video, and I mean, honestly, how many of you care? Now, I know there are too many people out there right now that are like,
No, MK doesn't know what he's talking about. He's totally stupid.
no, you're stupid! And I'm going to delight in busting what few bubbles you have left. Oh, to the people that are all fooling themselves now because they're all like,
Yeah, MK's right. I know because the Mayans didn't count leap years and stuff.
Shut up! The Mayans had no need for leap years, you stupid shit-stained cunt. The calendar we use now is called the Gregorian calendar. It was invented by Pope Gregory XIII because every year he noticed that Easter and spring were drifting a little farther apart. That's it. That is the only reason why we have that calendar. The calendar we follow now was based on seasons. The Maya lived in that sweaty gooch of a country we call Mexico. They only have one goddamn season. The hot one. There was no Easter, no seasons, no need for a leap year system. In fact, their calendar is as accurate as ours. They count days as sunrises and sunsets, same as we do. Now on to you die-hard death welcomers. No, the world isn't going to end today, and the signs of that being true are blisteringly obvious. First of all, for all you motherfuckers that saw the movie 2012 and got amped the fuck up, shut your cocksuckers. It is not possible for those events to take place. Some of them can happen. Hell, some of them, at least on some scale, have already happened. Shit got seriously fucked up. But no, it is not possible for all those things to happen all at once and to that degree. You know that stock footage that you see with entire shells of ice falling off of icebergs and into the ocean to melt? Entire mountains, this is not an exaggeration, entire mountains falling off and melting in the ocean. Do you know by how much sea levels rise when that happens? Not even an inch. Not even a fraction of one. Volcanoes? Sure, we gotta be afraid of volcanoes, absolutely. There was once a volcanic eruption in Mexico so violent, huge, car-sized pieces of volcanic rock were blown into the air, and they landed way the fuck in Florida. Bitch, that happened in real life. This ain't a movie. That happened. Hurricanes, earthquakes, storms. Nothing this planet can cook up can destroy this planet. This planet will burn out and die and be a cold husk of nothing before it just, you know... Otherwise it would have destroyed itself when it was really violent. Oh, you don't want to know about this planet's violent phase. Holy shit. Made that volcanic eruption in Mexico look like a wet dream in comparison.
Boom! Again? Sorry, Florida. Oh, well, maybe nothing here can destroy us, but what about asteroids? And what about that planet X that was supposed to collide with us? You know, that one. That could be happening right now, but the government would never tell us so as to not incite a global panic.
No, you fucking idiot, it can't. It doesn't matter if the government would or would not tell us if an asteroid or planet was heading towards Earth. Since when was the government the only one with telescopes? There are literally thousands of research centers, colleges, hell, private citizens with very powerful telescopes that are completely capable of seeing objects hurtling through space. It's not up to any government to keep that a secret. You think the whole world would keep the same secret? I don't have a word to describe that kind of stupid. It's... Did you honestly not think there were other telescopes in the world? Do you honestly think there's not going to be one whistleblower that takes that bit of information to a news station, has it verified, and then aired on the news 30 minutes later? That's breaking news, motherfucker! You don't think the French would jump all over that? Those guys are a bunch of emo dicks. They wouldn't hesitate to tell the world it was in. Life, huh? My point is, we live in a world where these types of things aren't secrets anymore. They can't be. We have science and technology that can predict these types of things. We know about hurricanes before they happen, and when they do, we know where they're going before they get there. We know that there will be no planetary alignments in December. And even if there were to be alignments in the future, nothing will happen. The only things in this solar system that can affect this planet are the moon and the sun. Oh, and the sun. No solar flares this December. The only real spike in solar activity will take place March of 2013, and it will be mild at best. No asteroids, there are none anywhere near us. And a polar shift? No. Interestingly enough, that is a possibility. But polar shifts only take place every 500,000 years or so, and we are nowhere near due for one. And even when it does happen, polar shifts take thousands of years to complete. And even when they do, the only real change is going to be the need to recalibrate our compasses. That is it. Checkmate. You lose. Now, finally, some of you might be asking, MK, if it's so simple, why are so many people confused, even scared? Well, to be honest, it's sort of confusing. The Mayan calendar is a little confusing, and even their language is confusing. As hard as I tried to explain it in my own words, I couldn't get it 100% correct, but with some looking, I did find a good example written by David Stewart, faculty member at the University of Texas. On October 7th, 1950, the New York Yankees defeated the Philadelphia Phillies to win the World Series. It happened 29 years after the first Yankees victory in the World Series in 1921. And so 50 years before the year 2000 will occur, the Yankees won the World Series. That is some bullshit. But that's how they talked. They talked poetically, not plainly. And that is where more confusion than anything happened. They said, on December 21st, 2012, the old world will die, so that our God may return and give birth to a new world. Now us in the Western society took that and said, oh shit, the world's coming to an end. Well no, stupid, they're saying one time will end so that another can begin. Matter of fact, knowing how people are today, what probably happened was this. On December 21st, 2012, the old world will die. Oh shit, trying to get the kids! Get the kids! This nigga that said the world is in this! Get the... Cause niggas only hear what they want to hear. The Maya are a bunch of fucking trolls. Greatest trolls in all of recorded history. They got the entire world to believe in the apocalypse and they weren't even trying. And so I end with this. It's a question that's been eating away at me, really, for a long time. Why are so many of you so content with being stupid? And before you say, oh, what's your problem, MK, you dick? I'm not stupid. Shut up. You're stupid. And I will prove it. You've walked into a room where someone left the TV on a news station, and before you even watched a single news story, you changed the cartoons to music videos or some shit. When was the last time you went to a website that wasn't Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, or a bootleg version of one of those three sites? When was the last time you read anything? There is a difference between ignorance and stupidity. Ignorance is simply not knowing. Stupidity is choosing not to know. Everyone is ignorant to something because no one person can know everything, and that's fine. You don't have to know everything, but at least know of it. I don't know how to build an atom bomb, and that's fine because I don't need to know how to build an atom bomb. Yet. But I know what an atom bomb is, I know its function. When you hear a word you don't understand, you don't pay any attention to it, do you? You just keep doing whatever dumb shit you were doing before you heard it. Whenever I hear a word I don't understand, I stop what I'm doing and look it up. I have a phone, I can, boom, it's right there, it's the internet. I do this literally all the time. I learned a word from a fucking episode of SpongeBob once. Platitudinous. I kid you not, I'm not lying, an episode of SpongeBob taught me this word. Platitudinous. It means to say or do something that is boring or overused as if it were fresh and original. There you go, you little shit, you just learned something. You're welcome. Look, the point I'm making is the world is counting on you to be stupid. There are politicians, producers, policemen, Peckerwoods lined up a mile long, ready and willing to take advantage of you because they know you are stupid. Don't let them. Learn. Learn everything you can. Okay, announcements before I go. Alright, I did a video with a fellow YouTuber by the name of D.Respect. He's a friend of mine and I enjoy his work. He was gracious enough to let me join him on a video. You can check that out if you want to. There's a link in the description below, or you can click this thing right here if you're done hearing me talk. Also, there have been some additions to my store. We have hoodies now, so you can pick up one of those if you want. And shirt sizes go up to 4X. You're welcome, fatties. But those are only available in 2 designs right now. If you guys buy more, we can do more. You guys bought a little more, so we did a little more. I keep telling you guys, it's a direct cause and effect kind of thing going on. No one listens. Anyway, yeah, I'm done. Enjoy your apocalypse, losers.
This video's already too damn long, so I'm just gonna sing my outro song. This is my outro song.